I'm out here in the middle of nowhere on a desert lake bed, and I am testing out this custom camping trailer, which I will give you the story while the roof is coming up here. So about a couple months ago, I started looking for like an RV or a camping trailer. But the thing is, I realized I kind of didn't want an RV or a camping trailer. I love my Kodiak style tent and had no plan on replacing that. So I was just kind of looking for extra storage and basically like a camping utility trailer, and came across this on Craigslist. And it's completely custom. It's built by the previous owner. I later learned the closest equivalent would be like an overland trailer. Yeah, this one was actually built from the ground up. So I'd like to kind of give you a tour around it here. It does have a solar system on here. I'll show you the control system in a bit. Got my own side company's branding on here. One of the main features is a full prep table with sink, and the water is completely working. There's actually a pump underneath and feeds water from aqua container, and then just drains down into a bucket to get rid of. The table itself is mounted on the fender using these the rail on the side here, and then it's just propped up underneath by a pair of 2x6s. Very sturdy. There was actually a windstorm last night, and it had no problem with that. Full-size pair of propane burners here. The griddle on here is reversible. You flip it over, and there's a this is a grill, and then you flip it over, you got a flat griddle on the other side. So I was making fajitas last night. The propane tank, I think, is 10 pounds, but the previous owner said that they've refilled it basically once since it was built. So lasts a very long time out in the field. 16-inch wheels, total overkill for this, and it has a airbag system for suspension, power roof like you saw there. Previous owner had a awning system for these two mounting points, but they got rid of it at one point and then just added lighting, really bright lighting for that one. So what I ended up just doing is getting a cheap patio umbrella, and then just adding an extra mounting hole to it. There's a ton of space in here. All the tent supplies, and pretty much anything else bulky I want to put in here to leave the cooler and the totes and stuff for the car itself. Although if needed, I could cram everything for a camping trip into to this itself. There's the roof rack itself up there. Previous owner used it for a roof-mounted tent. Like I said, I'm perfectly happy with the Kodiak style tent. It's a Teton actually. So if I ever use this, it's going to be for things like PVC for shade structures for Burning Man, things like that. Got traction plates for if I get stuck in the sand. This is the mount for the propane tank, and I think that's pretty much it. yeah, let me show you the control system. Inside here, got the air control for the airbag suspension. You have rock light, that's the underside lighting. The airbag itself, the roof light, and then once that is turned on, this is actually dimmable, so you can make it brighter or dimmer there. And then main cabin lights just puts on some blue underside lights here. The water pump itself, which was actually on, and then the light bar here. I mainly added the light bar because it was something to do. But to tell you the truth, I don't see much of a use for it, especially since this one puts out about as much brightness. But you can actually direct it down to here or to other places. The main cutoff itself, the roof lift, and then the two gauges here. I don't know if it's going to be flickering on the camera. It's hard to take static photos because these are OLEDs. But the left one is the battery voltage itself, and the right is the input solar. And the charge controller itself. The voltage on that, I'm not actually sure what it is. I think it's the ideal charging voltage given the circumstances, but it never seems to be the same as the other ones there. Got more USB here, 12 volt there, and then just a bunch of trailer supplies and accessories, whatnot, extra fuses, locks. I don't know why there's an extra USB speaker in there. Common battery percentages, mapping to voltage. This is an extension, XT60 extension cable. I set up the solar system so that it is detachable here. I've got a Jackery style USB battery bank in the tent, and that I usually just charge it off of AC at home or via 12 volt here. But if I wanted to go directly over solar, I can actually take that extension cord and run it directly to the battery bank. And then first aid kit and extension cables and all that fun stuff. The solar panel itself is I think 35 watts, so gives a decent amount of charge, but it's mainly just there for supplementary. Not going to drive the entire system off of it. There is a trickle charger in there, so when it's at home or when it's in storage, I can keep it topped up in there. Oh, I'll show you the battery, the inside system itself. There are two Optima batteries, 100 amp hour total. Had to replace one when I bought it because the negative terminal on that was literally falling off. It's held in place by gravity. Still actually worked. It just needed to be replaced. So in hindsight, when I realized how much lithium iron phosphate batteries were these days, I probably would have gotten 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate and then rewired everything to use that. I would have had to replace the trickle charger and the solar charger, but those are relatively cheap. So if the next battery dies, I will probably make the switch itself. But yeah, really happy with this trailer. It was, like I said, it was completely custom built by the previous owner. I've added some features myself. I added the water system, replaced the battery, added the roof mount light bar, replaced the solar system. There was a solar panel on there before, but it was mostly broken. It was most of the time it actually put out a 1 volt in direct sunlight, so it was clearly broken. And yeah, miscellaneous quality of life improvements, such as adding the USB port there, which is nice for like a speaker or keeping your phone charged while you're prepping dinner. But yeah, been very happy with this so far.